It was 10 years ago today that President Trump came down the escalator. It was pretty amazing, wasn't it? Everything changed 10 years ago today, and there's the podium, and somewhere in there you're going to see my head, because I was there, and after I heard that speech, I knew he could go all the way. I really did, and I said it out loud. Roger Stone, however, knew that Donald Trump could go all the way back in the 1980s, in the early 1980s. Roger Stone, who was a political genius and learned so much from Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, the list goes on and on. He saw immense political talent in Donald Trump, and I don't think you've ever wavered in that. You were instrumental in getting him elected in 2016, Roger Stone, and you've been by his side in one way, shape, or form ever since. Happy anniversary, in a way, Roger. How you doing?
Great, Greg. Great to be with you.
So 10 years later, everything is different now, isn't it? And it's all changed because of one man. I feel confident in saying that.
Yeah, for me, it was the fulfillment of a dream, an idea that I'd pushed since 1988. That's when I first realized that Donald Trump had the stature, the courage, the stamina, and the independence, not just to be a great presidential candidate, but to be a truly great president. And of course, that has been proven. Just the fact that he's made the greatest comeback in American political history, that he had the persistence and the resilience and the courage for that, facing down the tsunami of lawfare, which they tried to bankrupt him, they tried to keep him off the ballot, tried to throw him in jail, and still he persevered. And tonight, I'm not sure what he will decide, but I'm glad that it's him making the decision and not Joe Biden or, God forbid, Kamala Harris. He's proving every day how right I was way back then.
Can I just, we know about your appreciation, admiration, and I share it. What are your thoughts right now? I know it's great that President Trump is making these calls, but there seems to be pressure on the United States to be more involved in the Israel-Iranian conflict. I know Iran can't have a bomb, but there are some who want American airplanes flying formation with Israeli airplanes and dropping bombs on targets, and others who don't want that. How do you feel, and how do you think President Trump feels?
Well, he has to have mixed emotions. I mean, he's got to do what's right for the United States. I think he's a man who says what he means and means what he says. He told them that he would give the Iranians 60 days. They didn't act in 60 days. He's made it very clear that they cannot have enrichment of uranium to make a bomb. And he's drawn a line in the sand. I tend to be an anti-interventionist Republican. I really thought that he was elected as the peace candidate, and indeed he was. On the other hand, these are lethal people, and they don't mean us or our friends in Israel any good. So I'll stick with the president. I would prefer to let the Israelis go it alone and give them whatever they need. I prefer that we not get involved directly, but I also trust the president because he knows more than I do right now.
He does, and let's face it, he is anti-war. He only wants to go in when we absolutely must. And I feel like, well, let's see here. You know, Charlie Kirk points out, I think wisely, that regime change wars almost always end badly. We don't like the new regime, we miss the old regime, but this wouldn't be about regime change necessarily, although it's tantamount. This is about getting no more nuclear capacity. We never...
The president himself denounced regime change when he was in Riyadh, pardon me, just 10 days ago. So I don't think this is about regime change, but it is about saying to the Iranians, no, you can't have a nuclear bomb, because they share it with their proxies. These not like the Russians or the Chinese or the Germans or the Japanese. They all wanted to kill us. They still do, but they want to live themselves. These people don't care if they die as long as they kill us. Dealing with a completely different thing here. I trust the president to make the right decision.
I want to run this bio. Anna Paulina Luna, very talented lawmaker on our side. She writes, President Trump has and will always be first and foremost a builder of communities, relationships, and our nation. If POTUS wanted to take military action, he would have done so already. I'm seeing many people speculate as to what's happening behind closed doors, but the fact is the circle is very small and not many people know what is happening other than the president's team and a select few. He has been right on many occasions and thus far has made the best decisions regarding the pursuit of peace, encouraging peace talks, as well as putting Americans first and keeping our service members safe. Right now, everyone needs to pray. Pray for our people, our nation, for the civilians in Israel and the civilians in Iran. War is never a good thing. Our president has the weight of the world on his shoulders, and right now he needs our support and prayer. Do not read into the posts from senators or members of the House speculating at what Trump will do, especially those advocating for war. They do not know what's going on. Beware of disinformation campaigns as well. I like that. A lot of wisdom there. Hey, bottom line, you're a really well-dressed guy. You're famous for your wardrobe. Let's show President Trump coming down that escalator one more time. I've always been, can you tell us where he gets his clothes? You can tell the fabric is very, very special. I heard a rumor once it was Brioni, but I don't know. And maybe he doesn't want anybody to know. What do you know?
In those days, he was a Brioni man. I think today he has his suits made in the United States. And I think they are custom made, particularly that color blue, that kind of electric blue that is kind of a signature look for him now. Look, the one thing about Donald Trump that's completely predictable is the fact that he's unpredictable. And therefore, Anna Paulina Luna, who I've really come to appreciate, is absolutely right. Till the president speaks and tells us what he's going to do, I wouldn't get my exercise jumping to conclusions.